Hello, everyone, and welcome to Challenger Approaching on this fine New Year's Eve. I hope you are all doing spectacularly well. If it is already the new year where you are, Happy New Year. And if you are still waiting for that ball to drop in New York, then Happy New Year's Eve. Gamers, some quick announcements before we get started here. If you miss out on any GDQ Hotfix shows, please check out our archives of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick to check out our live shows starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And while you're there, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. So please consider subscribing to help support future broadcasts and gamers. AGDQ, Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 is just around the corner. It's on January 9th, our week-long charity speedrunning event that everybody is always clamoring about. Visit gamesdonequick.com for more information and detailed dates on the event. But tonight, gamers, we have VSwed here to show us Dark Souls 2. VSwed, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, ADF. How's it going?
I'm happy to hear that. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be spending part of my New Year's Eve cozying up by the fire and watching some good old hit lists.
Nothing
VSwed,
better, man.
can you tell me a little bit about Dark Souls 2? You know, what does hit list mean?
So basically, Hitless is a playthrough from start to finish from a brand new file of a character, and you cannot take an instance of damage from any enemies, bosses, or hostile traps.
Okay. So
So
things like
basically, a perfect playthrough.
fall damage, and environmental damage do not count.
Correct. You can, as long as the fall damage does not result in a death.
Okay. Excellent.
Right.
Gamers in chat, you are our knights in shining armor tonight. When people come in and they're like, hang on, you took a hit, you can be like, aha, wait, I know the answer to this question. And you can just be a beautiful helper in that way. VSwed, tell us a little bit about your history with Dark Souls. When did you start playing? What brought you to the hitless community?
Well, I started playing Dark Souls when it first came out.
Mm,
Dark Souls 1 dropped. That was my first Dark Souls game. But the hitless community, I didn't start doing hitless runs until roughly I guess it was 2018 when I first started hitless on Dark Souls 3. Since
okay.
then I've done all the Dark Souls titles, but Dark Souls 3 is definitely my most played one out of the 3.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
I know you're a big fan of Dark Souls too.
Oh, casually, this game is the one that I put the most time into before my hitless journey started. I used to play Dark Souls 2 for hours and hours and hours, like PvP, helping people fight bosses, collecting all the
Oh,
armors, all the weapons, just
yes.
one of those. Yeah, that was
I
my
gotta
thing. This
say,
was my game.
my favorite piece of Dark Souls that I didn't think was going to be something I would even use, but I played all three games back to back over the last 2 years. Casually, it was like 10 months ago or something that I did this. And it
Right.
was a first playthrough. I knew nothing. And people willing to help me fight bosses like warmed my heart.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Well, I
something
mean,
so there's such a camaraderie between you. You don't speak to each other, and
that's
it's
true. There's
great.
no audio. That's true. It's a good point.
It's just like a complete stranger helping you with this thing. I don't know. I just really love that mechanic.
The game also rewards you, those complete strangers, if they're in a certain covenant with their covenant item that they may be
Right.
part of, right? So there is
Yeah.
incentive there. There is definitely incentive.
And VSwed, tell us a little bit about this run, Dark Souls 2 hitless specifically. How does it differ from, say, Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3? Do we see different techniques? Maybe just some big overarching differences.
There's I can think of two glaring differences, and what chat needs to know is that there's actually two versions of Dark Souls 2. There's Dark Souls 2 Vanilla and Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, which is the one that you guys will be seeing today. The main difference between the two versions is, well, this version comes with DLC, as well as there is a random invasion from a person called Forlorn, who a lot of you guys probably know. He's kind of a meme in the community, but hopefully we don't see Forlorn today, but we're not gonna put him out of the question. We're probably gonna see him at least once, and we'll deal with him when we get there. As far as hit list goes, strategies. This game involves using the bow quite a bit in a lot of sections because of a lot of different enemies in this game. This game's known to have a lot of areas with a lot of different enemies in those areas, so the bow definitely helps.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
VSwed, if you're feeling ready, I mean, we can pop over to your screen here and you can just give us a countdown whenever you're ready.
All right.
And we'll get this Challenger Approaching show on the road.
Sounds good. Um, Yeah, we can go whenever. I'm ready.
Sweet, let's do it.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck, have fun.
Let's do it, guys. All
I gotta
right.
tell you, I am pumped for this show. I really loved Dark Souls 2, and I feel like it's a game that's a little underrepresented.
Yes.
So I'm super pumped for this.
And I think that the underrepresentation comes from the I feel like it's a notion of the game lacking for whatever reason. People seem to think that Dark Souls 2 lacks compared to Dark Souls 1 and 3, but I just think that it's a little misunderstood and people get the wrong idea right away.
Gamers, let's get some hype out for V-Swed here.
It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have fun today. The first thing you'll notice is that I took my armor off, and that's because I regain endurance quicker. But when we go inside during the cutscene, you'll notice that we actually put the armor on in the cutscene. It's crazy. Isn't that insane?
What seems to be the
This is nuts. You're blowing my mind. Right?
Look, I have the code on now. How is that? Like, when did I do that? It's crazy, dude.
It was in that moment of fade out. We all closed our eyes and you put the armor back on.
Yeah. So we're just gonna name our character H. It's a great name. I'd recommend everyone using the letter H to name their character. It's a great letter. And we're gonna start Explorer. And the reason I start Explorer is for a few reasons, mostly because it starts with a lot of items. And these items are gonna be very helpful for us at the start of the run. I'm gonna start with a bonfire ascetic. I think I'm saying ascetic right. I could be
might
saying
be
it wrong.
Ascetic. I'm not
I
sure.
think it's ascetic. But what? That is a really important item in this run, and we need to collect 3 of those. That's the first one right there, actually, that we pick up. And what that item actually does is it resets an area, or instead of reset, I guess we could call it progresses an area to the next new game cycle. And only Dark Souls 2 has this item in it. It does not exist in Dark Souls 1 or 3. But if you are sitting at a bonfire and you use this item, it progresses only that area that the bonfire governs into the next new game cycle. It's kind of interesting.
That is such a cool mechanic.
Yeah, it really is. So you can use those items to respawn enemies, bosses, chests, items, everything. And we're going to abuse that to respawn a main boss and get a lot of souls. We need 1 million souls total to open the Shrine of Winter early. And that's what we're going to do.
And gamers, something I'd like to say that, this has come up a few times on Challenger Approaching, since this is one of the few GDQ shows that's not like explicitly about speedrunning. These are, this show is all about showcasing challenge runs and the runners that perform them, right? So though V-Sweat does typically go quite fast, this run is not explicitly a speed run. The time doesn't really functionally matter very much. It's more about the number of hits. And so there will be times where V-Sweat might, go slower than you would think, but it's either because she needs a break or it's time for safety. So, in that regard, it might be slightly different than what you're used to.
So that guy just met his demise, seemingly for no reason. But that man right there, his armor set is extremely valuable. Without this guy's armor set, the route would change drastically. And what his armor set actually does is increases the amount of souls gained. And since we need to obtain 1 million souls, you can see how crucial having this armor is. So we're going to go ahead and get that as soon as possible, right at the start of the run.
V-Swed, how do you pronounce the name of this area?
Majula.
Okay.
Majula.
See,
yes.
I'd only ever really seen it written. And
right. How would you think it was spelled?
I assumed Majula, but I couldn't rule out the possibility that it was Mahula.
Mahula?
You never know.
That'd be interesting, dude. Mahula?
Like a little Spanish influence here and there. You never know.
That's true. So we're going I think it's to Heidi's Tower of Flame, and what the start of Dark Souls 2 is all about is cheesing bosses to get souls early on to make the upcoming areas more, I suppose, not doable, but more simple, easier to do. So the first thing is we're gonna go do Dragon Rider.
This was the boss I fought first in my casual playthrough.
Did you enjoy the fight? Was it fun?
No.
No, not at all.
Because I was
Hated it.
wildly underleveled and used only the broken straight sword.
Only the broken straight sword. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why, but once I knew I could get better weapons, but I had this feeling in my head of like, see, V-Sweat, I have this problem where when I do challenge runs,
Right.
if I get into an area early, I get too committed and it becomes a point of pride to finish it with the stuff I have.
I like
And
that. I respect that.
It took me like a full hour to beat the boss. I
Oh
also
my
didn't find
goodness.
about the thing where you could raise the platform until quite.
Oh yeah, you can raise those plats. True. There's levers or levers around the area that you can lift. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So we're gonna do something a little easier than that for this
Are you
guy.
gonna push him off?
We're gonna count to 7 and run about there, and yeah.
Hey, nice job.
Thanks, man. It was really tough. You know, I practiced quite a bit for this. You know, I
Of
didn't want to
course.
mess it up. Yeah,
course.
you know. So again, you notice that I put an armor, the other half of my armor set on during the animation of him dying, and again, that's to get more souls. Now, you might be wondering why I'm hitting an innocent woman praying to the sun. You know, like why would I do such a thing? But actually, this woman is evil, and she will invade you if you don't kill her. So everyone always wonders why this woman needs to die, and it's because of that reason. She's evil. She just pretends to be a nice person. So she meets her fate, gravity, as we've all have met in many video games before. And now we're going to come back to Majula to grab Alluring Skulls with all the souls we've just obtained.
So this is something that I find really interesting, not just about speed souls, but also, you know, especially about hitless runs,
Correct?
is the souls management is so interesting. Like, you know, what you choose to spend your souls on, especially in hitless where, you know, increasing your health is not very important.
Yeah, it's actually very much up to you what you want to really level up. Like, not every single, that's the great thing about hitless runs, is that you don't need to follow the script to a T. You can you know, I didn't follow a guide for learning this game. I followed a couple recommendations from my chat, but for the most part, this is my routing. And from what I'm told from a lot of friends, it's very unoptimal, but it works for me, you know, and that's what matters, is it works for me.
That is what
But,
matters.
yeah, and for someone, it might not work. For someone else, there might be something better, but for me, this works. We're also going to abuse the time it takes to pull a lever here to do some inventory management for the next area. Pop a soul here.
Yes, Happy New Year to everybody.
And everyone be safe tonight if you're celebrating, please.
Yes, please be safe, whether it be, you know, being safe in the regard of, you know, the ongoing sickness.
Oh, yeah, that.
Just, you know, be safe about substance, etc. But did you know, if you want good luck in the new year, and I don't know if you know this, V-Sweat.
Really? What is it?
This is a rarely known thing. If you follow V-Sweat on Twitch, you actually get good luck in the new year.
Really?
Yeah, this is true.
That's
And
quite
the link
interesting. I
is-
actually didn't know that.
The link just so happens to be in the chat as well. But yeah, you get good luck for 365 days.
That's actually a pretty good deal, I would say.
I would say it's 2 clicks. You know, click the link and then click the follow button.
Seems worth it to me.
I would say so. A very little lost.
Stamina management during this part's pretty crucial. We're throwing Alluring Skulls, which attracts most enemies, but not all. These little bum hollow dudes are very much attracted to them, however. But where I'm throwing them these skull throws are very particular, and we're aggroing enemies through walls with them even. and it's all very particular, actually, the placement of the throws. That one was a little off. Hopefully it's fine. We're going to be worried about the guy coming up from the left here. We're going to use the wall to try and de-aggro him. And it looked like it worked. Nice. So at this point, we're going to buy the sell key. And what the sell key is I think it's called the sell key. I'm pretty sure it's called the sell key. Where is it at here? Langrist's key, sorry.
That's close.
And 3 fire bombs. And we're going to head back to Majula, as well as grab a couple other things to make the run much, much more doable. So to open this, guys, this is actually the only game Andre is not in. Out of all the 3 Dark Souls, we have this guy instead. He's not as cool as Andre. Like, he tries to be cool, but I don't know. There's something about Andre. He might be one of my favorite NPCs, actually. Andre's pretty cool.
Oh, Andre rocks.
Yeah. Andre doesn't get all the love he deserves. Andre's a Chad.
Maybe if enough people follow V-Sweat, I'll bless you with my Andre impression.
You have an Andre impression, Adolf?
I do have an Andre impression.
Oh, now I'm really interested to hear that. Because I've heard a couple ADEF impressions before.
Oh, have you?
I have, actually. I have heard a few while lurking on your stream. I think my favorite was the guy from the movie, what is it? Oh, what is the Lord of the Rings, dude? What's that guy's name?
Did you hear me do Smeagol?
I think I might have heard that, dude. I think I might have heard that.
Yeah, that's certainly
also,
one of them.
Yeah, that was definitely something. Also, what I'm doing here, I kind of glazed over what we were doing there, chat. Is I'm actually upgrading a rapier, which is what we're going to be using as our main weapon for the rest of the run. And you guys will quickly see why we're going to be using it. It's pretty strong. And the reason it's so strong is because it has 140 counter damage. And the thing about Dark Souls 2, chat, is that everything in Dark Souls 2, all the bosses have really, really long animations. So once you dodge their initial hitbox of their attack, their animations are still drawn out, allowing us to take advantage of the rapier's crit bonus on recovery animations. Now you might be wondering what I'm doing back at the start of the game. The best ring in the entire game is actually at the very beginning. However, we need a weapon to deal with whom the ring is being guarded by, which is a pretty scary enemy, honestly. I've tried to learn the strategy of how to melee this guy, but I'm going to use the bow that we just purchased to get rid of him, because he's large and in charge, to say the very least. And this guy holds the best ring in the game, which is the stone ring. And the stone ring lowers enemy poise. And that does not sound like much, but you guys will quickly see how important poise is in this game.
It's honestly like, I'm kind of glad when I was playing Dark Souls 1 for the first time, I didn't look up hardly anything when I played the games. But one thing I did look up was like, you know, I have a feeling my stat leveling is probably bad. And everyone was like, poise is the only important thing. And I was like, okay.
In Dark Souls 1, poise with certain armor sets can be absolutely, oh man, Havel's set or like the giant set. Oh man, you can, or the stone set. You can do some crazy stuff.
Yes, fall damage only counts as a hit if it kills you. Other than that, the only thing we're counting as a hit, and this is the standard community rule set, there are lots of players across all the Dark Souls hitless games. The standard is damage from an enemy, like a boss or just any monster or whatever, or also from traps, enemy traps.
Okay, so this is the first kind of, I would say, skillful running section. We really need to manage our stamina. Stamina is the most important thing across every Dark Souls game. Dark Souls 2 has the biggest punish for exhausting stamina, which is their green bar underneath our health. We need to ensure that it never reaches 0 during this running section here. Want to avoid fire bombs being thrown at us here. We're going to jump into this mob, which stuns him. Very unique to only Dark Souls 2. Throw a fire bomb for some AoE fire damage to clear out these guys. And we're going to progress through. Very important not to ever stop, because we're being chased by mobs behind us. And it does not look like they caught us, or caught up to us rather. We're going to do a few headshots to these guys just to clear them out of the way. And we're heading to our first boss fight. Well, I mean, technically we did Dragon Rider, but is that really a boss? It might
I'm gonna
be.
leave that distinction up to you, V-Sweat.
I mean, technically he's a boss, so
I would say it's a boss.
I guess technically. This next one's a little more interactive.
A little more gameplay.
Little more gameplay, not, you know, just a smidge.
Smidge.
So we just picked up fire arrows, and I always like to think how drastically a run would change if an item wasn't placed somewhere convenient like those. I just would like to think of how much different this run would be if those fire arrows weren't there. And I like, it's stuff like that that makes these runs so interesting to me. It's like, you know, how different would this whole run be if this item wasn't here, you know?
Right.
Every single run I've ever done, this guy has killed me twice, and he can parry you. So just to be extra safe, I'm gonna do that. Just to be a little extra safe. Because normally I run up and just attack him, but
I respect
you know,
that.
we're gonna bow him just to be a little extra safe. All right, and this is the last giant. He has a scripted opener, which is this attack. We're gonna get 4, bait out a stomp, and get out. He's going to do a long-ranged attack.
Clean.
Gonna put on our Slidora set and Homeward Backbone. Back to the last fire. So that one's a little more interactive, but still very, very scripted in a sense. So with the souls that we just gained, thank you, Adef. With the souls we just gained, we're going to purchase 2 Bright Bugs, which is an item that is exclusive to the version, this version. Actually, I think that's actually not true. I think they're just more hard to find in the vanilla. I think they're only in the DLCs. But in Scholar, they're sold by Melentia, which is this NPC here. They're very expensive items, and purchasing them will cost 12,000. Once you spend 10,000 souls with Melentia and you talk to her, she gives us a piece of dialogue, followed by the covetous silver serpent ring, the most important. I say this for every ring we pick up, but it's a really, really, really crucial ring for this run.
You
because
did say that about the
I did say that about the stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm saying this a lot about these but
the covetous serpent ring slaps though.
Yes. Oh, that was a mistake. I almost just died there. Oh boy. That was scary.
I didn't love that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh my gosh.
That scared me.
That was a little scary. That scared me too, dude. That scared me as well. Let me just go back here. So Melentia's gone. We sent her back to the shrine. Or Majula, sorry. And we get the covetous silver serpent ring, which is also the +1 version. And that is going to yield us even more souls. So what we're going to do is put that ring on immediately and head to the Pursuer, which is normally done as a pretty late game boss. Usually don't see the Pursuer for quite a bit, but we have a trick up our sleeve, as we do a lot of the times.
Pursuer is late game?
He can be late, I'd say more mid-game, I would say. He's also optional. These guys are kind of scary. Stone ring, you see, staggers them on 1R1, which is very important. Without the stone ring on, these guys will not stagger. All right. Make sure this guy is not gonna get us. We'll under him to block that arrow and head to the door. Very important we do this very quickly. I think I might have messed it up. I did. So we have a chance to not die here. We're gonna try our best to save it, but this is very, very unlikely. If I get this dude, I don't even know, man.
Good, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. That could be good.
Oh, what a dodge. Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
the clutch,
let's
dude.
go. Let's go.
Unreal, man. What a save.
Yes.
That should not happen ever,
Absolute
man.
legend.
Oh my God. That should never, in any case, world situation, ever happen, ever. But we did it, so that's fun. So that fight can go terribly wrong, as you can see, very quickly. What makes Dark Souls 2 even more particular than the other ones is that Dark Souls 2 has a stat called ADP, and what ADP does is it actually governs a substat called agility, and what that stat governs is the amount of iframes that your rolling has. And since we're at the very start of the game, I have not upgraded said stat, so we were doing all of that dodging with less than a normal roll from Dark Souls 1 or 3, to say that, like, that was definitely something.
I mean, I don't know. Gamers, can I pick them or can I pick them?
So what I just did there, actually, this is another thing that is unique to Scholar over Vanilla, is this is the Pursuer. We just killed this guy, yet he's back. So what this guy actually does is he chases the character around the game at certain spots. And we just despawned him by leaving the arena. It's kind of really easy to dodge him. But it's kind of interesting. You know, it's something separate from the Vanilla. Now, we just got the covetous Silver Serpent Ring, but we cannot stack it with our already +1 version. But the really important thing that we got from that chest is the Fragrant Branch of Yore. I knew something was off, my damage. We needed to equip the Ring of Blades, which we got from the Pursuer kill. Very particular strat to take care of this guy. We're gonna hit him one time with an R2. He's gonna throw a, that was so weird looking, okay. He's going to try and find us here. And we're going to hit him with 3 more R2s that are all going to stagger him. Very particular amount of damage and strats to get through this part. This is also the first part of the run, chat, that we can get a Forlorn invasion. Forlorn, like you said, or like we've mentioned, can put an interesting spin on your run at any point in time. So hopefully we don't get Forlorn today, but it's not out of the question. Antiquated Key opens a door later, very important. And this is the coolest NPC in the game and the whole Dark Souls series. This is Lucatiel. She's very, very cool. And that's all I'm going to say about her. All right, so the fire arrows we got earlier are very important for this part. We have 10 of them, so we have to make sure that we use them very, very sparingly. We also didn't get invaded by Forlorn. If you have your Homeward Bone equipped and the Homeward Bone grays out, you know that Forlorn's coming. No, not that it went gray now. The only reason it went gray now is because I got on the ladder. But if it grays out normally at a certain point down there, you know you're being invaded. We're going to shoot a barrel that is explosive when he reaches the top of the stairs. That's going to knock him to the right and down into the pit. Very easy strat. We also grabbed a large Titanite up there to upgrade our weapon lighter. And we're going to abuse the same strat here on this guy. We're going to get rid of this fire barrel. It's kind of in the way. We're also going to pick up these lightning resins. Very important to get as many buffs as possible. Okay. Sneak up. 1 R2. Back to our corner. Full stamina bar, 3 more. Didn't mean to pick that up, but that's okay. Will we get a good barrel? Yeah, we got the good barrel, dude. That's like kind of like a meme. Sometimes that barrel simply doesn't explode.
Mean. It's such a mean
sometimes
barrel.
Yeah, it is a mean barrel. Okay, dogs. Actually, Dark Souls 2 is known to have the most functioning dogs in any of the Dark Souls games. These dog enemies are actually pretty chill. Still definitely scary, but more chill than Dark Souls 3 dogs, that's for sure.
Somebody in chat says, anyone here not familiar with V-Sweat needs to become familiar. Great streamer. Did you know, and this is true, we covered this a moment ago, but just in case any of you missed it, you actually get 365 days of good luck for following V-Sweat. So if you want good luck in 2022, that's the way.
That is the way. That's what they're telling me anyway. That's what they're telling me. So this guy is very weird. He just calls us an imbecile and tells us to give him stuff. So I'm gonna say, sure, you can have my stuff, that's cool. And now he sells us a bunch of awesome stuff. So I think it was a good trade. We're gonna buy the longbow. It's an upgrade to our current bow. And we're also going to buy roughly 60 iron arrows. It doesn't need to be a perfect number. And then we're gonna buy 5 large titanite, and we're gonna proceed to upgrade all our stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Gonna upgrade the rapier. We're going to upgrade our longbow that we just acquired. Flame Deer Flame, and back to Majula. The one thing that Dark Souls 2 has done that not all the other ones have, well, I mean, I guess technically Dark Souls 1 has that aspect as well, but a lot of the NPCs don't come back to Majula, and you do have to travel around a lot to get everything, which is, kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and pop all of our boss souls. Cool. And we are going to then level up our adaptability stat, which is the stat that governs the rolling. We are going to get 90, I suppose 99. Yeah, we'll go with 99 adaptability, or 23, sorry, adaptability, which gives us 99 agility.
So confused.
I look in the subsection. I'm looking over in the middle column for my agility stats. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, man. And then again, it doesn't really matter what we level up. A lot of people do different things. I'm gonna level strength twice, as well as dex twice. And that's gonna let us use the longbow early, which I think is pretty cool. As far as that goes, I'm gonna put the longbow on now. And we are off. I like to say that everything that you guys just witnessed up to this point is the start of the run. Now we are geared, I guess you could say, and ready to go. We have everything we need.
So what rings do you have equipped for most of the run?
It's a great question, Adef. We always, up until the halfway mark, have the covetous ring on, which grants us more souls. The stone ring is crucial, except when we're doing boss fights, because bosses can't be staggered. So we take that off pretty much for every boss. And then the ring of blades is actually really nice because it just purely upgrades our attack rating overall, which is fantastic. One of the strongest rings for sure. The only other two rings we're going to be getting is Red Tearstone Ring and Chloranthy Ring, which is actually just around the corner from where we're at now. The Fragrant Branch of Yore is what we picked up earlier, which is what allowed this woman to be freed. We don't really care about this woman. All we care about is the lever that she was guarding. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that. It's going to cause a trap to happen, but we have Alluring Skulls to buy us some time. We're going to R2 and then R1 this frog, who is hanging out. All right, and we're off to the Shaded Woods. Now, there's enemies all throughout this woods that we have to kill. This enemy up here has killed so many of my runs, ADEF, for seemingly no reason.
This is I found this area quite spooky in my casual playthrough.
It is pretty spooky, yeah, it definitely is. But for whatever reason, this mob right here, like, my attacks miss him sometimes, this guy. We seem to get him today, which is nice. But, like, that's the thing about Dark Souls 2, is the hitless run of Dark Souls 2 is definitely more doable, replicable. Not many instances of terrible things that can happen. So when something does go wrong in this game, it feels a lot worse than doing hitless on DS1 or 3, in my opinion. This game's definitely more, if you do everything correctly, you should be good. I'm also gonna sit down here just to reset AI. And now we're gonna go grab a Red Tearstone Ring, which grants us a 20% damage bonus when our HP is low. So yeah, you can see how important that is in a hitless run.
Used pretty heavily in all the Dark Souls hitless runs.
Yes, yes they are. So these dogs are actually really important. They're enemies, but they don't attack you. And what those dogs do is block this silly hippo from getting us, as well as the tree. So it looks like he can come over here, but his AI always just gets stuck, and yeah, it happens every time. It's interesting. Sometimes I'll see people killing those dogs before they go get Red Tearstone. It's like the dogs don't actually attack you; they actually help. Okay.
Yeah, this is the spooky part.
This is a spooky part. This is most certainly a spooky part. But we have strategies, just like anything, to do the spooky part very consistently. So what I'm going to actually be doing, I'm going to be doing it all in one shot. I don't want to stop, because the way I do this normally is I don't stop. I'm going to be shooting trees as I go through this area, and when I shoot the trees, it's going to lure a bunch of enemies that are invisible to said tree I'm hitting. If you don't use these trees and just run through, you're always running the risk of getting attacked by an invisible enemy. So we are going to do just that and shoot a tree and run up here for some de-aggro. There's an NPC up here that I'm going to exhaust his dialogue. We also could have gotten invaded by Forlorn, which we did not, which is nice. Still no Forlorn.
Farewell.
So we got him for later. This guy's going to sell us a lot of lightning resin in a while. But the main reason I come up here is just to get the enemies all in a spot that I'm familiar with, and we're going to do the same thing here with this tree. I'm going to poke this one, roll twice, and we're through.
Oh, is that those trees making that noise?
It is, yes, the moaning trees.
I didn't know about this when I played this.
Yeah, did you hear those moans?
I fought all the invisible guys.
Oh, dude, fighting those invisible guys is rough because you can't lock onto them. That's what makes it so terrible.
Yes, it was very unfortunate.
Yes, yes. So again, I'm going to sit down here to reset all the AI to a more comfortable location, because AI is not consistent in this game, especially if they're just down there walking around hitting trees. They can always be in a spot that's not exactly the same. Sitting down at a bonfire will ensure that they're always in the same spot. Consistency is everything in these runs. And again, we're going to shoot the tree that we're used to shooting. I'm going to shoot it again. Hell, one more time. Poke, roll, roll again, and we're good. We're gonna get a homeward bone ready. Gonna go up the side of this little ledge here and be very, very quick to open this chest, which has Chloranthy ring inside, which helps us with our endurance. Very, very important ring, especially because it's a +1 version. Okay, and that's the forest. That's good through there. Another great thing about Dark Souls 2 is whenever you use a homeward bone, it doesn't reset your health, allowing us to set up Red Tear Stone a little quicker here. Two drops from this ledge.
There's a question from chat about what your favorite Dark Souls is to run.
To run, Dark Souls 3. Infinitely Dark Souls 3. The reason is because I guess it's just the one I've put the most time into. It's the one I feel the most comfortable doing. And I think it has a lot of different variations you can do for runs. So shooting this guy, this shadow standing exactly where I'm at causes his AI to do this. Yeah. Which is just jump off the cliff, which is very, very nice for us. No Forlorn, which is good. Still no Forlorns. I'm getting kind of nervous. We're gonna get a bad Forlorn. I want a good one so that it, like, you know, like you can get as many Forlorns as you want. Like if there's no like cap. Like if we get Forlorn once, it doesn't mean we're not gonna get him again. So your chat might be noticed. I've been getting a little curse build up there, the bar at the bottom, and what that is it's simply just a build up meter. If that meter gets all the way full, then it would count as a hit. However, if you gain any kind of passive, it's counted as a trap. In Dark Souls 2, all of our particular rules are all voted on in a Discord, and that was one of the rules: is should pots count as traps? And we did count them as traps because you can break them. So we're gonna go into Nashka? Is this Nashka? I think that's how I say that. Why does Dark Souls 2 have such difficult named bosses?
It's got a lot of J's. There's a lot of J's.
Yeah, a lot of J's, dude. So this is Dark Souls 1 ripoff, Nashka. And I'm standing on her tail to bait out certain attacks. This is one of them. Gonna go back to the tail before her animation ends. And we got the other attack we wanted. Perfect. Gonna go back to the tail. Didn't get it. Got some good RNG though, allowing us to get another chance. And that is GG's. Oh, a little bit early on that. There we go.
Very nice.
All right, simple enough. And we're not going to heal. We're going to actually carry Red Tear Stone for quite a bit through this next area. And we actually have probably, in my opinion, the second hardest fight in the entire game coming up. If we were going to die anywhere today, it would probably be this fight.
I found this area so interesting in my casual.
It is a really cool area,
the
yeah.
Doors of Pharaohs. I will say though, I did look up which ones I should actually use my Pharaoh stones on.
Very smart to do, because there are a lot of them.
I was like, I don't want to waste this item.
Yeah, I agree. This was one of the most interesting areas to go through casually, I feel like. This is actually a different thing I've been doing in my route. I've started killing this lizard because apparently this lizard has 3 large titanite shards, which is exactly the number I've been buying because I need to upgrade my bow with 3 more. And someone in my chat told me, yo, you should kill that lizard. He's got 3. And I was like, I'm going to start killing that lizard because he's got 3.
There you go.
There
We
you
love
go.
that consistency.
Chat is the most helpful, dude. I don't know where I'd be without them. All right, so now we are in everyone's favorite area. I know it's not my favorite. I hated this area casually, and I hate it when we do hit lists here too.
I don't think I hated it, but it certainly was not in my... I didn't love it. That's
Right.
for sure.
No, it's not my favorite area. I'm gonna try and do the quick strats here. Nice, got him.
Nice.
And we're gonna try and get a perfect strike here. That is not great, but you know,
That
1
hit
out
only
of 4.
one?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I suppose I should kill them. Normally, what I'll do is run by, but they can only come so far. This bow with red tear stone makes it not as tedious as it could be. But this run does feature a lot of bow uses, which is completely different from the other Souls games. Dark Souls 1 has a bit of bow usage, whereas Dark Souls 3 does not use the bow at all. Not because, and the reason is it just simply doesn't help you with anything. It's kind of interesting how like Dark Souls 2 can be so bow reliant, and then have Dark Souls 3 just the bow is like, you know, a detriment almost.
It is interesting. It also, like, I think even casually, I felt like I used the bow more in this one than any of the others.
And that's because of all the mob placements, of really heavy mob activity in a lot of the running sections. So we're gonna be very quick here. You just saw I used my second to last alluring skull. I exhausted my stamina. That's a mistake. You can see the penalty.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah, no, now that I've seen the interior of this area, I remember it. Yeah, this area blows.
I am not a fan of this area. So this is the fight that I was slightly worried about.
Good luck.
Oh man, thank you, because this one's not fun, chat, and I'm sure you guys will see very quickly why this is not a fun fight. I want these guys to separate. This could be good. They have a defense spell up. Cool.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
That's the scary fight, man. That's a really small arena with a lot of enemies. Whew. Glad I got that one. So we come through, we kill all those enemies simply for this bonfire aesthetic, which again, we are on the collect. We're on the hunt for 3 of them. So that's all we're actually going to do in this area. Sometimes what people will do in this upcoming area, the Brightstone Cove, is they will grind for items like Titanite chunks. We're not gonna bother with chunks. I think we're pretty OP as it is.
Gamers, this is your friendly reminder that for 365 days of blessed luck, it's V-Sweat's channel that you need to follow.
Oops.
The link is in the chat. See my name, that's me, ADEF. I'm posting the link. You should follow.
So we're just gonna pump up a little bit here for the next area. It's always nice to come back to Majula and be welcomed by the soothing sounds.
It is nice. That's something that I love about Dark Souls 1 and 2. Like the home base area is very pleasant.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. I love it. See, and this is where like it doesn't really matter what you do in terms of damage and numbers. Like nothing's super, super important. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go 23 decks. I'm gonna save 9,000 souls here. And I'm gonna go talk to this lady who moved back ever so kindly for us to the Majula. And we're gonna buy her other Bright Bug. This is the last one she'll give us for now. If we come back later, she'll give us more. But we're gonna pick it up while it's only 6,000 because later it gets as expensive as 48,000 for just one. So we want to get those early. 48,000 is not amount of money I feel like spending right now. We're also gonna go grab a few arrows for the rest of the game. As well as level up our bow. I feel like I aggroed a dog, so I'm just actually gonna homeward bone real quick because I heard the dog panting. And I think that's just because I went a little too far to the right there. Because remember, there are dogs out there. Perfect. And we have 500 souls. I'll just get a few arrows, dude. We'll be back for arrows later, but for now, we'll continue. And we are going to go to Heidi's Tower of Flame to get to the next area.
V-Sweat, this is a question that has come up on this stream before, but
yeah,
I'm curious to get your input. 2 questions, I guess. First one, what is your favorite boss in Dark Souls 2 and why? And then, what is your favorite boss in the Dark Souls series and why?
Dark Souls 2 favorite boss is Looking Glass Knight, who is in the any percent. We will be fighting him.
Looking Glass Knight is so cool.
He is so cool, and that is because he has a really cool moveset, a lot of unique follow-ups based on your character's position relative to him. He has an AI loop and the rain, dude, the rain atmosphere. He can summon NPCs. He's got it all, dude. He's got it all.
Is that Drang Lake? Is that in Drang Lake Castle? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, it's on the way. No, he's
Is he not atop Drang Lake? Am I
he's
mixing
like,
that up?
yeah. I'm trying to think of it geographically. He's at the end of Drang Lake.
So I
Almost
think
at the
Drang
crypt.
Lake is like the coolest looking castle in Dark Souls.
I could agree with that. I think it is a pretty good place. Sadly, we skip 99% of it, but because like a lot of it requires going in a big circle, but we just homeward bone and avoid the circle. You'll see when we get there. And as far as my favorite fight ever in any of the Dark Souls games goes, it is Twin Princes from Dark Souls 3.
Another really good fight.
Yes, in my opinion, the best. Sit down here in case any mobs are chasing us. Just reset some AI for safety. And we are going to go ahead into this next area just a bit and bow down 2 enemies from a distance. One of them of which is an archer. And the other guy is a very scary enemy. These enemies are some of the scariest in the entire game. I don't even know their names, but we're going to get rid of those 2 guys. We're going to come back to the bonfire. We're going to use the coolest mechanic in Dark Souls 2, which is the torch mechanic.
I forgot about this.
Dude, I really hope Elden Ring makes us have torches that are on a timer that you need to like actually pick up to get more time with your torch. That's such a cool mechanic. Now, why we have a torch, chat, is the enemies in this area are afraid of fire for whatever reason. We're also going to use our last alluring skull right here, a very precise throw up the stairs. Endurance is everything here. As you can see, these guys hate us. And some of the coolest NPC right here, dude. This guy is a crowd favorite, I gotta say. Gavlan Wheel, Gavlan Deal. But sadly, we're not gonna talk to him much. I'm literally just using him to clear out my inventory. And to purchase all of his arrows. Oh wait, actually, I'm kind of short on souls, so I'm gonna sell him my ring that I don't need, just so that I have enough for all 20. Because the poison in this game, unlike other Souls games, is busted. Poison in this game is absolutely insane. It's crazy. It really is. So what I'm gonna do is equip the stone ring here. We don't have red tier stone, chat, so we're gonna make use of the stone ring to clear out these guys, and I'm gonna show you guys a little trick that you guys can use in your casual playthroughs. This guy hears us for some reason. That's not good. Normally this guy's not looking at me. Okay. That's fine. That's a little scary though. Normally he's not looking. Cool. Now what you can actually do, chat, in this area is ring this bell with a bow and arrow. Don't know if you guys knew that, but that'll actually cause the ship to appear instead of going up that area by yourself. Very good tip.
That's busted.
You didn't know that? Yeah,
That's
you can.
busted, dude.
Dude, 8F is in shambles right now. Oh
I mean,
my gosh.
well, I didn't. So I played these games pure. I knew nothing. I wanted like the purest experience.
That's how you got to do it, though. The purest experience. I agree. Ding dong, ding dong. So the ship is here, and we are gonna go do a fight. Let's go do it.
I do gotta say, the ship appearing is so cool.
It reminds me of a. Oh, is it Majora's Mask that has the ship? There's a game from Zelda that has a big pirate ship in it. Can't remember.
Skyward Sword.
Was it Skyward Sword?
The sand ship.
I think it might have been that.
I mean, Wind
Stamina
Waker
here
has
is
lots
really
of
scary.
ships in it as well, but there's a proper ship dungeon. Oh, you might be talking about the ghost ship in Wind Waker.
I am talking about the ghost ship in Wind Waker. It's exactly what I'm talking. Yep, that's it. This guy's scary. I actually need to focus. Cool.
Very nice.
So a lot of people that do Dark Souls 2 hitless skip this fight, skip this upcoming area completely to go to the DLC instead to get a aesthetic. But I am not going to be going to the DLC. I'm going to be doing this area.
Oh, you could also be talking about the boat that takes you across the chasm in Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time.
It's not that boat. Oh, wait, is it that boat? Oh my god, dude. It's been so long since I've played Zelda.
What specifically about the boat reminds you of the boat in Dark Souls 2? Because I've played Zelda more substantially than anything else.
I feel like it's I feel like it just reminded me of it was a short boat ride. It wasn't a boss. Like it wasn't the ship from Majora's, not Majora's, Skyward Sword.
You're definitely talking about Ocarina of Time then. If you ride on top of the ship as it moves,
you do.
That's Ocarina of Time.
That's okay. It's been so long, dude. It's been
Wind Waker's ghost ship is like a little mini boss fight, basically, and Skyward Sword's sand ship is a proper dungeon.
I see. Okay. So we're gonna get this bonfire and come back later when we're a bit more overleveled. For now, it is time to go down to the pit in Majula, which is a very scary area. Very, very scary area.
I gotta give kudos about this design choice, because having this pit technically accessible from the very start, but it's like a goal to work towards to like have enough health or the ability to fall down, I think is genius.
Yeah. It's a great idea, because like, do you know how many times that you can only imagine how many times players have stood at the top of this pit jumping to their deaths trying to figure out how to get down there.
I did it like 4 times before I was like, fine, I'll just come back when I have the beefiest health bar in the world.
Yeah.
And then I found out about the cat ring, and
which is what we just got, the cat ring. We're also going to purchase a few fire bombs.
Thank you, guy.
And you know what? I'm actually going to take this time to go grab a few more arrows in case we get oh, that's the wrong bonfire. We're going to go get a few more arrows in case we do get a forlorn invasion down in the bottom of the pit. Because if we're in the bottom of the pit and we get a forlorn, we're going to kill him. And we're going to need some arrows to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get them just in case.
There's a lot of misinformation being spread around the chat.
Oh.
The Ocarina of Time Shadow Temple boat is always there at the start. You get it to start moving by playing Zelda's Lullaby atop it. When you play Zelda's Lullaby on it, the bells on the front of the ship do ring. But it is always there.
It's been so long since I've done a 3D Zelda playthrough. Like, I owe myself some time to go and do that, I feel like.
Oh, V said we should do a swap. A swap. You learn one of my runs, and I'll learn one of yours.
Oh my god, dude, that'd be awesome. Imagine you doing Dark Souls 3 hitless. That'd be so cool.
I do not think I would fare very well.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point. You got to start from somewhere.
That's true.
All right, so we're full health. We got the cat ring on, chat. We got our life gems ready. How about we take the plunge? Cool. Fun fact, and I'm probably jinxing myself, I've never died since I've been doing DS2 down this, ever. Not once have I messed this up. And I am probably doing the worst possible thing by stating that, but I do it like every run now, just as like a joke. I say, yeah, I've never died coming down here before. I'm just waiting for the day, though. Cool. Very important to put our gear back on before we forget. And now things get interesting, chat. Things get very interesting with this upcoming area. Welcome to the gutter. I don't actually need this lizard. I'm just getting rid of him.
Also, VSWED, let me know if there is a point in the next few minutes where you'd be comfortable taking our first break.
We can do a break whenever you like. Whenever it is, we could do it right now if you want.
Let's do it right now.
Let's do it right now, dude. Wait, actually, before sorry, I should, hold on. Wait, I didn't think we were actually gonna do it. Let me get to the bonfire. We'll take a break at the bonfire. How about that? Okay.
We can do it whenever we want. VSWED
Okay, not
says,
except right now. Not right now.
absolutely lying to me.
Oh god, I gotta make sure I sprint here because these guys will poison you, and those little poison darts count as hits. We need to avoid them all. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit at this bonfire before we go ahead with the scariest running section, I would say.
Sweet. All right, let's pause the timer. And gamers, we will be right back with more GDQ content, more Dark Souls 2 hit list with VSWED in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Just get up, stretch your legs, grab some water. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Challenger Approaching on the Games Done Quick Hot Fix. My name is Adef, your host as always. Few quick announcements before we get started. GDQ's Sum of Best Segments is now launched on YouTube. It's a highlight channel with regular videos like our main channel, but with small highlight reels for all our main events and hotfix. Use !highlights in Twitch chat to learn more. Tune in Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern for No Category Left Behind, a show about category extensions. They'll be featuring Super Mario Bros. 3 and Mario Kart Wii, a night of Mario. But gamers, tonight, this wonderful New Year's Eve, I hope you're having a nice, safe evening. Thank you for joining us. We're here with VSWED playing Dark Souls 2, Scholar for Sin, any percent hitless. VSWED, take it away when you're ready.
Thank you, Adef. We're just gonna get back into it, chat. We're heading into the gutter. I'm gonna sit back down here to reset all the enemies, and we are gonna go.
And
make sure that we have stone ring. Yeah, go ahead.
It is probably worth just at some point in the next couple minutes restating, the basic rules of hitless. Obviously not right at this second because
No, yeah. So
There he is.
basically, I just needed to really pay attention to that one guy
You're
there.
good, you're
The rules of hitless are pretty much straightforward. You start a brand new character, chat, from the start of the game, and you progress through the whole game, start to finish, without taking a single hit from an enemy or a single hit from any boss or hostile trap. Environment damage is all right, such as getting poisoned while walking through swamps or taking fall damage. If your fall damage results in a death, however, that is considered a hit. And those are the rules, more or less. Zip lines, best part of DS2.
Playing the other Dark Souls games, I forget that this one has zip lines, but it is.
I know, and it's like, what were the other ones thinking?
So I notice on your splits, Sweat, I don't know if this is intentional, but it does say, I guess it is intentional, because it says rotten ×2. So I imagine you're fighting this boss twice.
Yeah, we're gonna actually fight him 4 times. That's why there's rotten ×2 and then rotten ×2.
Okay.
So the reason I have it split up like that is because after the second rotten fight, we're gonna retreat back to an area previously to pick up the last aesthetic that we need to respawn the rotten. So I have that in the splits as a little reminder to myself. And we still have yet to see Forlorn, which coming up is the most dangerous in my opinion of all the Forlorns. If I get Forlorn here, I'm going to be a very sad panda.
Is that the armor breaking stuff out of that?
That isn't the armor breaking statue. Yes, it is. I'm actually going to sit down at this bonfire on the other side of this fog wall to regain the damage that we just took. All right, so we are about to check to see if we're going to get Forlorn. Forlorn can spawn here. If he spawns, well, we're gonna... What's gonna happen is if he spawns here, ADEF, I'm gonna go into what I like to call YOLO mode, and we are going to sprint through this entire area, dodging past the poison, and try and get to the safe spot if he invades. Hopefully he doesn't. You know, that would be great. It'd be fantastic if he doesn't. But if he does, that is what we're gonna have to do. Now, these poison statues do count as a hit because they stagger you. I'd like to point out we did not get Forlorn, which is great.
So it is set spots.
It is in set spots, yes. It is in set spots. It's not like completely random. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting these black tar puddles on fire, which contain enemies, with the fire arrows at the start of the game that we got. Very important.
Oh my god, that scared.
Did you think I just fell off into like the abyss?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, dude. I should have said yeah, there's a secret down here actually with two giants. Don't want to mess with those guys, but they have a very important story item. But we're just gonna pass on by. I'm not gonna give them too much attention. And now we want to be very cautious here. If we go too far out on this ledge, we're gonna get an NPC invasion, which we do not want until we're ready. So what I'm going to do is be very cautious about that. Light two pools on fire. Top one here, and the bottom one down here. Perfect. Gonna let that go for a moment while we get ready for the fight. Red tier stone equipped. Don't need stone ring. We're gonna put our soul ring back on. Ring of blades. Everything looks good. I'm not going to use a buff here, actually. The reason I'm not going to use a buff... Am I going to use a buff? I guess I'll use a buff. I do have a lightning. I suppose I'll use one. Firebombs at the ready here. We're going to do a jump to avoid something in the back. Cut through the middle. Run. R2 this wall. Oh boy. My controller is doing things on its own.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. That's unfortunate. They just R1 the wall over and over. That's really interesting.
That's
so we did take a hit there. That's all right, though. That's okay. So what we're going to do now... Oh, wait, I'm actually poisoned, so I need to wait this poison out with a life gem. Okay, I'm not gonna set up red tier stone ring. So before phase 2 starts, I want to get in a little better position because he has AoE attacks we need to avoid. right, GG.
Nice. I mean, obviously unfortunate that the controller bugged out.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's part of it. Like honestly, the fact that we made it this far hitless is like outstanding. Like especially with the start we had to the pursuer. Oh
Yeah.
man, let's just
for
pretend
sure.
that I got hit to the pursuer. That alone. But yeah, no, I mean that's part of it.
Also,
That's
obviously,
what makes
gamers,
these runs interesting.
I've seen a lot of questions over the course, like if he gets a hit, is that it? No, this is a no reset, so Sweat is gonna finish the run no matter what.
Yes, we're gonna finish no matter what, chat. No matter what. I do have a bunch of save states as well if it comes to it, if we got ourselves into a really sticky situation. So we will be finishing the run no matter what happens. Fragrant Branch of Yore wakes that guy up, allowing us to get this bonfire instead of having to go through the entire area again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to burn one of our ascetics, and we're gonna go straight back down there and fight the Rotten again. Now, before we get down there, I'm gonna buff. And we're gonna go.
So is it still crucial to use the full armor set for extra souls?
Yes, at this point, it's actually mandatory. We will not reach the required amount if I miss any of them. Damn, 2 in a row I didn't get Red Tearstone set up. You're better off if you do miss Red Tearstone to just go without it. It's not worth messing around with that fire damage because it's on a global timer. And if you get caught on the wrong end of a global timer, you can get damaged really quickly. Interesting. I felt like I rolled there. That's okay. We still have our souls in the room.
You just wanted the RTSR setup again. That's all it is.
Apparently so, yeah. Apparently so. That did feel interesting, though. I hate being a green prune in this game, so I'm going to use one of these.
Also, gamers, while Sweat gets back in here and concentrates, I will just re-explain what the aesthetic is. So these bonfire aesthetics that V-Sweat is using basically reset this individual area. So brings all the enemies and the bosses back, but also ups them to where they would be if you were in like a new game +1. And so this is really beneficial because Sweat needs a ton of souls for this run. And when bosses are, upgraded from the aesthetic, I believe they give more souls, which is pretty sick. Nice.
Nice. So now what we're going to do is actually go back to a previous area to get the final aesthetic now that we're a little more powerful. Makes the upcoming area a bit easier to wait until this point in the game. Also, I'm going to go ahead and update the split counter. There we go. All right, back in Majula, we're going to use all the souls that we just got from fighting the Rotten is a pretty decent amount, actually. Up to over 300,000.
My God.
It is a lot of souls. We're going to go over here. You can now see that her stock is replenished. These are now doubled in the price, up to 12,000 a piece. We're going to go ahead and buy all of them, though. 36,000. And we're going to go talk to our dear friend, the Firekeeper, to get 40 endurance. As well as some decks. I'm going to go 25 decks. That should be okay for now. And now we are going to go to the Fair Fire, where the final aesthetic is located.
So is the rationale behind unequipping the headpiece and the torso piece because it adds weight to your character?
Exactly, and adding weight to your character is going to slow down how much your endurance bar regains, or it's going to, you know, it's going to be a lot slower of an endurance regain. You want your regeneration rate to be as high as possible at all times.
I do love the the thing in, especially I think in Dark Souls 1 and 2, where if you shoot an enemy from really far away, their animation frame rate is like half.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Did you actually? There's a little thing about Dark Souls 2 is that lightning arrows, for whatever reason, travel the furthest. For some reason, I don't know why.
I did not
Antiquated
know
Kiwi
this.
got at the start of the game near a chest beside our friend Lucatiel. Opens this door. Whoa, that arrow shot behind me there. That was interesting. Gee, I don't know if you caught that. That was really
weird.
That was weird. And the arrow actually shot behind me there. I've never seen that before. So we're just gonna clear out this room, couple enemies, nothing too crazy. Climb this ladder, and we are actually gonna use a little peek hole to kill a very formidable enemy in this room. I know these enemies cause me a lot of grief casually. And then once this room is safe for us to go in, we're gonna go and grab the last aesthetic, which is up this elevator. Now, I've died getting this aesthetic. I've died losing runs here, so I take it very, very safe with lining this simple little sprint up. Ever since that day, I've taken it a lot more careful.
How you feeling, V-Swed? You know, we had a little hiccup there, but you know, seems like you're trucking along now.
Oh, like hits to me, honestly, like if you do hitless runs, you know that 99% of the time your run's a failure. And then there's that 2% of the time, like 1% of the time where greatness is achieved. And you know, you do these runs for years, you kind of just, it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really get to you that much, I suppose. At least not me. Yeah. Also, it's interesting to me that rotten hit took place, actually. I felt like I dodged it, but perhaps I didn't. Perhaps it was just a bit early. Or late, rather, not early. So you might be wondering what I'm doing back in the scary woods, and that is getting buffs for the rest of the game. We are going to go back to this corpse up on the hill that we talked to at the start of the game. And we are going to purchase a bunch of lightning resins, as he is the only dude that sells them. We're just going to get, I don't know, I guess I don't need 28. Let's get Let's get like 17, I suppose. And then we'll just homeward bone. And we're going to go back to the rotten.
I do love, like, you know, in speedrunning, a lot of the times, and I'm sure this is the case in some hitless runs as well, but in speedrunning, a lot of the time, like, the money, or in this case, the souls, is so routed that it's like, okay, I'm gonna get exactly 14 here, but I love your attitude of a lot of this is like, I don't know, 17.
Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know. Like there's a lot of there's a lot that's like up in the air with hitless runs. Like you don't, that's what's so fun about them, is you don't need to follow a set route. There's tons of innovations that you can do to make every run unique. Every single run that might cater to you. Just because I do something one way doesn't mean it has to be done that way.
Right.
That's what's so cool about them. So now we are ready. I'm gonna get my inventory set up, get the bright bugs on, get our buffs on, and we are gonna go ahead and do just that. Bright bug, you always want to use first because the animation, the length is a lot longer than a resin. But yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was just gonna say that for anybody in chat who wants to see the hit count at any time, that's what that series of splits is below VSped's webcam. So you can always see what his current total is 2.
And in the community, how we will count hits is if a hit... Wow, that's still not red tear stone. Or no, I think I took red tear stone off. I need to re-equip that real quick. Yes. I was gonna say, that looked like red tear stone to me. If one hit, sorry, I trailed off on you guys. If one hit leads to a hit, we will usually just count it as the one. All right, phase 2.
My God, that was almost 200,000 souls.
Yeah, now that we're in New Game Plus 2, the soul counts start getting kind of bigger, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and burn the last ascetic here. This one's going to put us over 1 million total souls amassed, which is going to let us open the Shrine of Winter, which usually only opens if you amass all 4 of the Lord souls in the game, but we can bypass that by using this ascetic route.
It's really cool.
It is. It's interesting how the game works like that. It's like, yeah, you can come here if you go around the whole game and do X, Y, Z, but you can also come here if you get a lot of souls through other means. It's kind of interesting. So again, we're going to bright bug, gold pine resin. And you need to do this part quickly. This is where we took our first hit when my controller was doing its thing. Because we're actually getting invaded, and you got to move here quickly before the invasion actually happens. No red tear stone. That kind of sucks for Rotten 4. He's a tougher one. I was a bit greedy on that one. A bit greedy on that one. I thought I'd be able to recover in time, but alas, not quite. The rapier does have a very quick moveset, which does allow you to get in attacks on Rotten's idol. But we just slightly missed it, which is unfortunate. Oh, and I have to look like a green bean for this fight. I'm so upset.
What are the hollow side effects in Dark Souls 2?
You get lower HP overall. As you can see, my health bar is slightly smaller than normal. Ever so slightly normal. But the more times you die, the lower your HP, overall HP gets, and it can go all the way down to 50. I've never seen that opener before from the Rotten. That was interesting. Audio? That was weird too.
I see you.
All right,
I see
with
you
that,
being
it's a
safe
million.
on that last hit.
Yeah. Definitely want to be safe. All right. So now we're going to go back to Majula, finish leveling up, and then proceed straight to the Shrine of Winter. And honestly, the next fight is actually kind of a scary one, in my opinion. Definitely a scary one.
So it's not a million souls in your inventory at time of opening the door. It's soul memory.
Exactly. Soul memory. And soul memory, the difference is the amount of souls amassed total,
Over
which
the
you can
course of
actually
the
see in your
entire
stats. Correct, yes. It's also in your stats in the top right, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, in the top right, you can see that we're at 1,028,000 right now. So before we
just
head
a
off,
few.
yeah, just a couple souls, not too many. Before we head off, we're gonna get our levels in check here. Get that up to 40. We're gonna put strength to around 25. Hell, I mean, we could even go to 30 at this point, honestly. And that should be fine for the rest, chat. We're gonna go straight to the shrine. It's at this point of the game, we also don't need our serpent ring anymore, or the armor set. We can start ignoring that. Now, these guys are known to have some of the silliest animations in the game. So I'm going to showcase how silly these guys can look. So I'm going to go ahead and aggro this guy and let him run at us. And just look at these guys' feet. There we go. It gets me every time, dude. Look at them. Look at them scurry.
I completely forgot that they looked like this.
I love it. Very scary enemies, though. These, excuse me, these guys have the potential to parry you. So you definitely don't want to mess around with them too much. Perfect. Let's go. Now, I'd love to find... I think there's actually a human effigy up here, so I don't have to look like a green bean anymore, which would be fantastic. Because there's nothing worse than being a green bean in Dark Souls 2. It's my least favorite hollow, I think. I don't mind looking like beef jerky in Dark Souls 1. But being a string bean or a green bean is... I don't know, dude. I just don't like it. So we're going to use our arrow, and we're going to aggro one of these ghost dudes from afar. Perfect. And once he comes over here, we're just simply going to run by him.
Wow, now that I'm thinking about it, like that skips so much of the game.
Yeah. Oh, it skips a tremendous amount. It's normally...
This is the road to Drang Lake.
Yeah, we're at Drang Lake right now, dude. We just skipped everything, essentially.
The most aggressive weather shift over the course of a quarter
oh
mile.
My, it's my favorite one, dude. It's my favorite
You
weather
enter
shift.
this tunnel and it's daylight,
it's
and
just
you exit
pouring
and
rain.
It's pouring rain and like nighttime.
It's quite a change. It's fine though. It's a scary place, you know. They need to set the mood. It can't be all sunshine.
Oh, I love it. Let me be clear. The atmosphere of Drang Lake slaps. I just think it's really funny.
Oh yeah. It's an awful transition.
But I mean, the sweeping view of Drang Lake as you ascend these stairs is like unforgettable.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, no, for sure, it is pretty cool.
And you know, Drang Lake has one of these things that like I just adore in games, and I've talked about this on this show before, but being able to see areas in the distance that I'm going to go to eventually is like one of my favorite things. And Drang Lake is visible from so many areas.
That's the case with Dark Souls 3, is Lothric Castle sits above most of the entire game, which is pretty interesting that you can see everything. All right. Now we are going to make use of some poison, which we picked up earlier in the game. There's also a pretty rough Forlorn spawn here. We still haven't got to see Forlorn. Trying to poison the one in behind. Looks like I got him. Perfect.
What a cool death sound.
It is a pretty interesting death sound. I think those are some of the most underrated enemies in the game because we don't see many of them and they kind of just walk towards you, but they're pretty cool. Their design is interesting.
I would agree with that.
So there is a Forlorn up here. Before we go to the trigger zone, we're going to open these doors with a very unique strat by pushing these guys backwards with arrows so that they get close enough. You want to make sure that you hit their chest as well, because the chest actually creates enough knockback. Whereas if you only hit their arms or their head, they won't get the knockback required, which is very interesting. And now once we go past, I think it's this bit right here, like this threshold, and we can check to see if Forlorn invades us. Now, why I'm not running up to this door is because if Forlorn invades us, we're going to be stuck outside here with him chasing us alongside the two guys we just killed. Because if you guys didn't know, those two guys that we just killed respawn over there in the corner infinitely. So we definitely want to wait until these doors open. So once the doors are open, we'll go. And our homeward bone did not gray out. We still haven't seen Forlorn, which is okay with me, but still slightly concerning. My first ever hitless run of Dark Souls 2, it was without a single Forlorn, which is pretty low chances of that happening. So we dispose of these two, they stop spawning, we exhaust dialogue to obtain some arrows. This NPC just talks and talks and talks, but he does have really, really good arrows.
Do you happen to know the probability of Forlorn spawning at any given spot?
Absolutely not. No, I don't. I have no idea. I'm sure someone in chat would know that, though. I'm sure of it. That seems like something chat just would obviously know. But personally, myself, I have no idea. So we're just going to switch our arrows over to the ones that we just got. Make sure I got all my rings equipped here for this next upcoming part. We are going to buff and we're going to take this guy down. Cool.
I found this basement of Drangleic quite confusing. I can't remember exactly which part I got stuck in my casual playthrough, but there was like a room with...
This room.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite room. Because of those guys. Very scary enemies.
There was like something confusing about getting through one of these rooms. It might have been the one where the giants, like, you have to kill the enemies near... Yeah, it is this room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kill the enemies near the giants.
So you do to open... That's in vanilla. In Scholar, it's this way. You simply just go through the door. It's a lot easier.
Well, I was playing this version, so who knows what my problem was.
However, there is a room that has the same mechanic upcoming that may be the room you're thinking of, perhaps?
Is that the one with the sentinels in it?
There's sentinels, but they're not active. It's coming up right here. You'll see right after this boss fight. And the boss fight we're about to do actually is one of my least favorite in the game. It's really scary. I'm not a fan of it at all. But we're gonna try our best, as we do. Cool. That was the scary part. Now it's pretty chill. Awesome.
Nice job.
Thank you, Adef. So we're gonna light that guy and proceed to the next area, which we have upcoming is my favorite boss fight actually in DS2. Set up red tier stone there, the very particular drop. And we're actually gonna do a strat here, which I think is really cool. Makes this upcoming part a lot easier. And what we're gonna actually do is roll into this corner and you'll get an audio cue. There was the audio cue of an enemy dropping. And that's very important for later. So now, instead of having two enemies in this room normally, we have one enemy that we triggered by rolling through the door. We're gonna take a single enemy to this statue back here. Normally there's two of these guys. Gonna lock on. Yes, this was the room. Wait till he gets close and boom.
Yeah, I could not figure this out.
And now normally what the game wants us to do is to go in a very large circle around the whole castle and get back to where we started. However, if you have a homeward bone, you don't need to do any of that. And you can just simply wait till he turns it and go. Pretty simple. But what's not simple is the fight we're about to go do. Not simple at all.
The longest elevator in gaming.
Yeah, this one's not ideal. It's pretty rough. We're gonna homeward bone so that we don't have to actually drive it twice. We're just gonna go up and then homeward. Awesome. The one thing I wish Dark Souls 2 did do is turn you back into like a human if you beat a boss. Like Dark Souls 3 gives you the ember state if you're unembered.
Right.
Yeah.
Does Dark
Just
Souls 1 do
something
that?
so
I don't
sad.
think so.
Well, no, Dark Souls 1, in Dark Souls 1, if you're a human, I'm pretty sure you need to be online to like do that. Dark Souls 1's is weird, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's a weird way they did that.
Also, gamers, I feel it's almost time for our favorite segment on Challenger Approaching, which is the Q&A segment. Ask questions you want V-Sweat to answer, and if I think it's a good question, I'll present it to him. And if I think it's a bad question, I won't.
Wow.
There you go. So you should feel bad. No, I'll also miss lots of them.
Ask away, chat. Ask away.
And V-Sweat also reserves the right to not answer any or all of them.
Okay. I'm sure I'll answer them all.
Well, I don't know. If one of them's like, what's your address? You probably wouldn't answer that.
Okay, that's true. I probably wouldn't. That's a good point. Okay, so she hasn't stocked up on that yet, so let's go ahead and get some strength points for this fight, because this fight's scary. We're actually going to do a speedrun strat for this fight.
I can answer this one. V-Sweat runs Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 hitless, though mostly 3.
Yes, that's true. I have done them all.
V-Sweat is not a speedrunner. He's a hitless runner. I saw a lot of people arguing for like no reason about hitless versus speedrun. It's just
There
dumb.
is a category for hitless speedrun, actually, on our website.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that like to go fast on our website. My personal best for Dark Souls 3 is 59 minutes hitless. I think that's like 4th place or something. We have a member of our community who has a 49-minute hitless run. No quit outs, no glitches.
That is so impressive.
It's so silly to watch it. It makes me feel bad about myself, that's for sure. I need red tear stone, sorry.
First question here is, do you play PvP these days in any of the Dark Souls games?
Never. I'm actually banned from every server from using Cheat Engine for practice. So
That's really funny.
If I want to play PvP, I have to go on another account, and it's a whole situation.
Somebody also wants to know your favorite fashion gear to wear. Like, what's your favorite aesthetic looking gear?
I'm gonna say Alva's set from DS2. That was a good question though, because normally I don't really wear armor, right?
Right.
But that was a good one. I like that one. Okay. Let's do this.
I asked Swed to show off Dark Souls 2 because we had Dark Souls 3 and 1 on very recently, and I knew he had been playing this. I believe it only took V-Sweat 12 runs to get no hit in Dark Souls 2.
Got the AI loop. Let's go.
Nice. Very,
So
very nice.
the way the AI loop works is if you deal X amount of damage to the boss, his AI will allow him to do his lightning charge attacks, which I suppose the game thinks is his most lethal attacks. So if you deal enough damage, it'll allow him to be able to do that attack again, which he will always do. So as long as you deal enough damage in between, every time he casts it, you can simply just keep him stun locked almost like that, which is interesting. Takes away his whole moveset.
Two more questions here. The first one is, okay, no, use exclamation mark hitless if you're confused or trying to meme. The first question was, what is your favorite Dark Souls run to watch?
Run currently,
Like challenge run or speed run?
see, like hitless is such a big category because hitless is like the base, and then what people will do in our community is hitless plus something. Like currently I'm doing Dark Souls 3 all bosses while only being able to fat roll hitless. So it's hard to say like what your favorite run is to watch when everyone's always doing something crazy, if that makes sense. Like every day you get on Twitch and it's like, what's the community doing today? Like what's being worked on today, you know? Because the community is not small like it used to be. We're almost at 1,000 hitless members at this point. So it's hard to say like a category that's my favorite to watch. I don't know if I have one. Currently, I've been enjoying watching CBD quite a bit. He's been doing Soul Level 1, Broken Straight Sword, all bosses hitless, which is a mouthful.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Which game?
So yeah, he does it on all the games as well. He's
nice.
currently doing that run on DS3 though.
And somebody also asked, as far as like base run hitless goes, which one is the hardest?
DS3, without a question. It's not even close in comparison in difficulty.
Is that just due to how aggressive bosses and enemies are in that game?
It's just due to the game's age, honestly. DS3 is the most mechanically well-rounded. You know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes sense. Like it's the newest one. It makes sense that it's the most updated. So that's what's unfortunate. It's simply, honestly, the bosses in DS3 are just a lot harder. And that's what makes it difficult. There's still, like, I could sit down and do Dark Souls 3 hitless just as consistent as any of the other ones. But that's just because I put the time in to learn the bosses. Whereas in this game or DS1, the bosses aren't as in-depth, to say the very least. So it was a lot easier to learn these patterns as opposed to DS3 ones.
This area kicked my ass in my
Yeah,
casual
it'll kick
playthrough.
everyone's. It will kick you when you're down and laugh at you. But if you have a bow, you can kick the game and laugh at it. So
It is really cool though, and like, I will say, with how much I really like Dark Souls 2.
Oh my god. What? Hello? That was interesting. I've never seen that one. I've seen like items break like that, but I've never seen it go that distance. That was crazy.
It even bounced off the wall.
That was wild.
So I really like Dark Souls 2. I really enjoyed my playthrough. But I definitely, I had small issues with it, just like I had small issues with all the games.
Yep.
But one of my issues was that, like, for the whole game, everybody talks about Drang Lake the whole time. They're like, oh, you gotta get to Drang Lake. Or like, oh, don't go to Drang Lake. Oh, Drang Lake is where the king lives. And then suddenly I finished Drang Lake and I was only halfway through the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's this whole other section pretty much. And honestly, Drang Lake, like, we barely spent any time there at all. We skimmed right through it.
I don't know. I really liked the Looking Glass Knight or whatever he's called. It was a great boss fight. But then I was like, oh, I'll take this elevator now. And then I was like, I'm in a completely different area.
Yeah, it's pretty drastic too, because you go from the castle to this area.
Right.
And then from this area to a crypt. It's like, what?
But, I mean, I ended up really enjoying the last few hours of the game anyway. So I was happy for there to be more content. But yes.
Now, you played through all the DLCs?
I played all of the DLC except I did not in Dark Souls 2. They're all the like thrones, right? The like winter, the like snow throne or ice throne or whatever. Or the Ice King, whatever.
Right, where you unlock the knights to help you with the final fight.
Maybe so the DLC where you're in the like
The
you know what,
winter.
I'm gonna look it up. The winter one I did not finish because I was like, F this.
That's the best one. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know.
Who doesn't like the Horse Valley? Come on.
I had
Who
just
doesn't-
struggled so much with the other one where I'm gonna look it up so that I don't beef this. But give me a second here. There was a boss that gave me so much difficulty in the Dark Souls 2 DLC.
All of them from the boss fight could have been. It could have been any of them, honestly.
Fume Knight.
Oh God, yeah.
Fume Knight.
That guy is
messed me up.
That guy's not fun. Not
That
fun for the
boss-
whole family.
That boss took me longer than probably all the other bosses combined.
I'm right there with you on that one.
And
there with you on
after
that one.
Fume Knight, I was like, cool, I'm gonna go beat the game. I'll try the winter one, and I did, and I just was still so frustrated. I just went to the end of the game.
Yeah, no, I feel it. It's not an easy DLC. That is for sure.
But I think in my next playthrough, I'll go through the whole thing because I love the DLC in Dark Souls 1 and 3 a lot.
I think that Dark Souls 2's DLCs add the most to any of the Souls games is in terms of DLC. I think Dark Souls 3 DLC is the worst because it doesn't really add much to an already pretty good game. Whereas Dark Souls 1's DLC adds to I just shot an arrow behind me again.
It's so
Hello?
bizarre.
How is that? I've never done that before, and it's happened twice today. It's crazy. Okay, so this area right here, chat, and ADUF is, I would like to say, my kryptonite. This run-up right here is scary, I guess, for lack of a better word. And the reason it's scary is because we're going to get invaded, and then the invader has extremely fast spells. And we have to open a door and go through a fog wall while we're being chased. And I just don't like it, dude. It's just not fun. But we're going to try our best. So let's do it. The spot for the invasion's up here. Right in between these two pillars is when we start sprinting. Now. Oh, I got stuck. Might be okay. She cast a spell there. That's going to slow her down. I think we actually got a good cycle here because of, yeah, it messed her up. That was nice. Going slow there helped. And this fight's scary. I'm going to focus. Really scary one. That's his most rare attack. I've only ever seen it once. Again with the rarest attack. Wow. That's crazy. He could hop here. We need to be careful. He didn't hop.
Very nice.
Whew.
Even with the 2 rare attacks, that was clean.
It's funny that we got the rare attack twice, considering I've only ever seen it once before this. Ever. So we're gonna use a little bit of mechanics here. We're gonna spin this guy around from a distance by shooting an arrow behind him, and then we're gonna take him out.
Also, reminder when you got a second to update your splits.
Oh yes, for sure. Thank you for the reminder. I'm very, very bad on that. Perfect. Heading to one of the more scary areas of the game. I've been looting all day to getting a forlorn here, so let's see if it happens. It's got to, dude. It has to happen here. It wouldn't be just if we didn't get the forlorn here. Still no effigy though. Feels bad. I actually don't know like where I could even grab one.
Also, we'll probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes at some point, we could take our next break.
Perfect, dude. Perfect. Right after this fight would probably be a good spot.
That sounds great.
I'm gonna light this fire just in case a disaster happens.
I do like the sort of the feeling of the fact that after Drang Lake, you just keep going down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just keep going down.
It makes the Undead Crypt feel like so deep under the earth.
That's true, it does. We're also going to abuse sound here for this guy. I'm going to try and abuse sound here for this guy, rather. Cool. This guy is actually, his name is Lug, and he's really cool, but sometimes he gets in your way, so we're going to kill him. Feels bad. Sorry, Lug.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. Strats, make this area good. This area sucks. This is where Forlorn can come in this room. The hitless speedrun running through the crypt is a treat to watch. Any hitless speedruns of these games are so cool. The thing about hitless speedruns is that your speedrun has a bigger chance to die, you know, because of the hitless factor.
Right.
But watching completed runs of people that have done these types of hitless runs at a speedrun pace is remarkable stuff.
I mean, and it still feels like, you know, to chat's point from earlier, like, you are still playing quite quickly.
Oh yeah, and that's simply just because we're cutting out all the stuff that we don't normally need, like a speedrun does.
Right, because, you know, there's no reason to do a lot of things.
Exactly, you're just asking for more chances to get hit by something. Okay, let's do this part. Oh boy, this part took me the longest to learn the pathing. I came up with my own route through this, but...
The casual through this room.
Not
My
fun.
God.
No forlorn, no forlorn, no forlorn, no forlorn. Thank you.
Let's go.
Cool little trick here. Perfect.
Very nice.
All
I
right.
love this room. This room is
I don't
so
like
cool.
this room on vanilla, or sorry, on Scholar, because they have a bell. And the best thing we can do is simply just ignore everything and go. Until we get to the second to last pillar, where I need to bait AI to come at me around the pillar before I go around it.
I meant most specifically, like, the architecture.
That was really good. Now, this is probably my second favorite fight in the game. This guy's cool, man. I like this guy.
Yeah, this fight's really cool.
It's probably the best music as well. Really big move set. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I got the roll off in time. I wasn't expecting that. Ooh. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is get far away from him and bait a ranged attack. There's the back step. And because of this attack in phase 2, it's not too rough.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready to pause, we can take.
We can do it right here.
Sweet. Oh,
Because there is no enemies.
Sad king.
We got the sad king, dude. But yeah, this is a great spot. There's no enemies here. We can sit right here.
Sweet. All right, gamers. We will be right back in just a few moments. We're just gonna take a little wellness break here. So get up, walk around, grab some water, and we'll be right back with more GDQ hotfix, more Challenger approaching, and more beast. Oh my god.
This is a boss arena, so he shouldn't be here. That's interesting. Because this guy can be a boss.
Right, if you attack him.
Yeah, interesting.
Anyway, more Dark Souls 2 in a second. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix on this fun New Year's Eve. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, safe holiday. But gamers, tonight we have V-Swed back with Dark Souls 2 Hitless. Just a few quick announcements. AGDQ 2022 will be starting on January 9th. Visit GamesDoneQuick.com for more information and detailed dates on the event. I'll actually be interviewing people during the marathon, so if you want to see more of me, watch AGDQ in about 2 weeks. Or no, it's in a week and a half. Exciting. And donate. And gamers, of course, tune in Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern for No Category Left Behind, a show about category extensions that will be featuring Super Mario Bros. 3 and Mario Kart Wii. But V-Sweat, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thanks, Adef. And yeah, we're back, guys. So from picking up this item on this corpse after killing Vestalt, we're going to Homeward Bone, just so that we can quickly get out of this this part of the game.
And what does that item do?
Yeah, the item actually allows us to open doors that are normally sealed by the magical king's power.
Right.
Yeah. Which is an interesting mechanic. You would think that the game would just give you the item that grants you access, but you actually have to equip it and unequip it every single time you want to use it. That's silly. So I'm going to quickly upgrade. This is the last upgrade of the game. I'm going to upgrade our bow and upgrade our rapier to +7 and 8 respectively. Or I guess it was 8 and 7 respectively, sorry. And we're going to level up. Or rather, before that, we're going to buy some bright bugs, which are now 48,000 a pop, dude. So expensive.
My god. The inflation
But they're
rate
worth
in
it.
Majula.
Oh, the Majula inflation is...
The Majula inflation is unbelievable.
It really is, dude.
With the price of avocado toast and Majula the way it is, how are millennials supposed to buy homes? This is ridiculous.
So now we are on our way to Aldia's Keep, which is a pretty cool area casually. Oh, I see someone in chat. They're saying that the timer isn't on.
The timer didn't get resumed.
So So we're gonna come up this path where we got red tier stone at the start of the run. Remember these dogs here.
It's going now.
Cool.
Good news is, it functionally does not matter.
Yeah, it is not a speed run.
Correct.
So we're gonna equip said ring that we got earlier. That opens doors that are normally blocked. Cool.
My man's range is like 5 feet.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, nope, you're too far away from the door.
he plays defense a lot. Those enemies, those cyanites, love their defense.
Ooh, I did like this area.
Yeah, this area is awesome. But
Well, this is
again,
like
we're not going to see
like,
much of it.
zoo.
It is. You think it's a zoo because there's all like the stuff on. Like it's. I think it's where like Aldia, like lore wise, like treated all his like people, not his people, but his
people.
victims, his victims.
Oh, and then
Testing
this
on
leads
them.
to like the dragon area.
Yes.
This was the moment
we're
where I
going.
was happy that the game kept going, because
Oh, you thought you were at the end game.
well, I thought I was in the end game in Drangleic,
True.
and then
Alright,
after
yeah.
the like Demon of Song, I was like, okay, and then when I got here, I was like, all right, I'm happy it's still going.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm actually going to do is enter this room momentarily. It's going to send the invader home, and I'm going to go back to where the invader is disappearing from and set up red tier stone, which again is the buff at low defense or low health. Sorry. There we go.
And what percentage? Like, when does it technically kick in?
I'm actually not sure what the exact percentage is. I know in Dark Souls 3, I'm pretty sure it's 15%, but I'm not 100% with all the games. So this can be a pretty rough place if these guys get out of their cages and then you die because they don't respawn back in their cages. So you definitely don't want to die here casually. It's not fun.
Apparently, it's 30% in this game, according to chat.
30%? Really? It seems less than that to me, but I trust chat. Good RNG.
If my man just flew around, you would never win.
Yeah, you can manipulate what he does a bit by standing near his foot. What I was trying to get done was getting his foot to slam over and over.
Oh, I meant more in the context of, like, imagine it's not a video game for a second.
Okay.
If the dragon were like, oh, well, this is a ground-based opponent, I'll just fly and just breathe
Oh, and that's the
fire.
meme. Well, that's the meme is this fight normally I'd say we got pretty good RNG there. This fight normally can take like minutes because he'll spend so much time in the air breathing fire. We got really lucky actually.
And another incredibly long elevator.
Oh, there's so many in this game. This game is so vertical.
It is so vertical.
It is very vertical. All right, this area has changed quite a bit to Scholar from Vanilla. In Vanilla, you actually had to like be wary of dragons everywhere. We can just run past them all though in Scholar because there is a zip line, which is awesome.
this area is really cool. Like, I love in this area how like all the content is pretty optional.
Yes, it was not in vanilla.
Well, I'm glad I played Scholar then.
Yeah, one of the bonuses, you get to skip this whole disaster of an area. This area is tough.
I love buffing weapons, and I loved, you know, the sort of, the game developers are like egging you on with all of the items underneath the sleeping dragons in this area.
Did you know that if you break enough of the dragon's eggs throughout the level on this bridge, the dragon breathes fire and kills you?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So don't break the dragon's eggs, chat. Don't do it. So we're gonna get some cheeky damage on this guy.
that hit animation.
Yeah, these guys are kind of not the brightest
Just
dudes
like,
in the... However, their shield is tremendously just like huge, dude. They block their whole body with it. This guy is the most tedious dude in the game. Catching him with his shield down is great. He gave us awesome RNG. Sometimes he'll just hold his shield up indefinitely. Now, the way this whole section works is the game forces you to kill all of these enemies right here. If you run by these enemies, all of these dragon NPC players will wake up and chase you. So the game actually forces you to do an honorable duel, quote unquote honorable, with these enemies. If you run past them, the game will try and kill you. So I don't know what's honorable about a bow and arrow from about 20 feet away, but apparently they don't mind.
A fight's a fight. A fight's a fight.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, it is a weapon in the game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
These guys don't take any extra headshot damage either, which is weird. One of the only enemies like that.
I love seeing the decision making of, do I be greedy or not?
And that's just it. Is this game is you need to manage your stamina so much more than in the other games. And a lot of those decisions are like thinking like, will I have enough stamina if this happens? We're gonna take on an NPC here with poison arrows. We're gonna give him the old poison. There it is. Now this guy can be pretty scary. You also want to make sure that you don't accidentally hit the guys behind him, because that will wake them all up. I have lost runs to that. Cool.
Very nice.
And that is the final running section of the game. Well, minus the run to the boss, I suppose.
So it's basically just boss rush from here to the end, right?
Correct, yeah. Well, there is, like I said, there is one little technical area we have to go through, but it's not much of an area. And we have a big giant dragon. Very, very big boy. And he is going to give us a quest item called the Ashen Mist Heart, which allows us to go to giant memories. And the giant memories are important because one of them is a story boss that we need to kill so that the final boss of the game spawns. And that's what we're going to go do now. This one. This gives us red tier stone, this drop perfectly, which is very nice. Now, we could have come over here earlier, but we will be stopped by this door here. Now, we could get Forlorn here. I don't think we did, actually. And yeah, this is a Forlornless run, officially.
Nice.
We will not
We
have
love to
any
see it.
Forlorn. That is insane. Like, the chances of that are pretty low, I would say. I do have to... I think I might just kill this guy. If I was hitless, I'd probably kill this guy, but I'm trying just to get behind him. So let's just get rid of him. All right. We will get this fire in case a disaster happens. But we should be okay, chat. Should be just fine.
I feel like I've heard mixed opinions on the giant memories, but I liked them. I thought it was
I really enjoyed them personally.
It's like a really interesting, like you get to see things that have been talked about for the whole game.
Exactly. Explains a lot, actually, of these memories. So what I'm waiting here for is this fire to go, and then once it lands, we're gonna go. We are going to touch this corner of the railing right here. Very important that we, the player, touch that corner, because that will start the head over in the distance to start rolling. Killing these guys for us. And we go. Make sure all of these guys are dead. Looks like one survived, actually. So I'm gonna be quick here. Right bug, fire, go. Now, you can actually fight this guy up here, and it limits his moveset tremendously. It's a lot safer to do this than it is to be fighting him down underneath his feet. Now, if you were going to be doing a hitless speedrun, you would probably want to be down near his feet, where he has a full range of attacks. But if you're trying to get a hitless run like we are today, the safe play is to poison him, stand up here, 2 arrows, dodge, 2 arrows, dodge. If his AI wanders over there enough, he can get clipped by the fire, actually, for some more damage. And a very simple kill. Not too much there.
Looked like the poison got him there.
Yeah, the poison in this game is the strongest out of any Dark Souls by quite a bit. And with that kill, that opens the final fight of the game, which we are going to head over to. Before we go over there, though, I'm going to level up a bit.
Throne Watchers, to me, felt like a fight that was designed to be played in multiplayer.
Oh my gosh, this fight here is known to be the killer. This fight in the community, anyway, is known to have caused a many of resets on people's hitless runs. Being hitless up to this point, going to the hardest fight of the entire run, which is the Throne Watchers. It's ruined many, many runs that I've seen personally and heard of. But we're gonna try and get past it first try.
This is a really, really hard fight casually.
Yes, yes it is.
And
okay.
I wound up beating it with 2 other players. There were 3 of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2 companions helped me through it. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm still accidentally talking to her. I'm trying to sit down at the fire. All right. So I'm going to quickly set up Red Tear Stone on this ladder. quickly
Gamers,
is a bit of an understatement.
I haven't mentioned it in a little bit because I just, quite frankly, I figured everybody had already done it. But it seems like not everybody's done it. That's just divine intervention that's telling me that. But you should really follow VSweat on Twitch. Not only genuinely a fantastic content creator, a really enjoyable runner to watch, but also you get 365 days of good luck.
That's the bonus. That's the cool part.
That is the cool part. I mean, if you don't already feel cool about like watching Dark Souls and listening to metal music, then, you know, there's an extra little tiny bonus.
365 days, dude. That's a long time. That's like a whole year.
Well, if you
Like-
want to, I mean, technically it's like 365.15 or whatever the technical amount of days
Yeah.
is a year, but you know.
Yeah.
So just a reminder to everybody, the RTSR stands for Red Tearstone Ring, which is what's setting up here, which is he needs his health to be under 30%. And with wearing this ring, he gains a damage boost. Or an attack boost, I guess I should say.
20%. Pretty substantial.
Jeff Over Time, noted challenger approaching participant, says, I followed V-Sweat and my back pain went away.
Wow.
Your results
that's
may
amazing,
vary,
dude.
but it's worth trying.
Results may vary. All right, all right. We are ready to go.
I fell off this passageway while in my pause menu when I had a companion.
It happens to the best of us.
I felt really bad because the guy loaded in to help me and then I killed myself.
Oh my gosh. I really like this long hallway to the final fight because not casually because it sucks every time you die.
Right,
But,
but
like,
you know, aesthetically it's really cool.
Yeah, it builds the suspension to the final fight. I like it.
Oh, absolutely. And good luck. Have fun on the Throne Watchers.
I'll need it.
Gamers,
This one's a doozy.
this is, get your, whatever emotes you have that give power to V-Sweat, now's the time.
Very rare attack there. Not getting my poison off, so I'm gonna abandon it. Ah, shield went up. That animation was crazy. That was really close.
Let's go, dude. So
Hell yeah.
sick.
It's scary, man. It's scary. Since I died, I don't have a bright bug for this fight, but it should be fine.
This fight also kind of messed me up.
This fight's scary if you don't know what to do. You want to make a triangle in this fight. So now that her orbs are gone, we're expecting another cast here. There it is. Cool. I should have
Let's
mentioned that those
go.
orbs actually cause damage, which is why I was kind of avoiding them. If that wasn't obvious. Yeah,
Let
that's
us know
Dark
when,
Souls 2.
Let us know when time technically happens.
And time.
Nice. Let's
There you go,
go,
man.
V-Sweat.
Hell yeah.
Gamer.
Thank you, man.
How you
I hope
feeling?
everyone enjoyed it. I'm feeling relieved that I didn't die 100 times to Throne Watchers because, man, that fight is scary. Oh, yeah, I feel good. I mean, I feel pretty good about it. That was a lot of fun. We had a good run. What was it? 3 hits, right? 3 hits, chat.
Yeah, and
Yeah, 3 hits.
one of them was just your controller being weird.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one, right? And then after that, it was Rotten,
You
and then
who link the fire.
And then
I
rotten
can't even
again.
remember. It was 2 Rottens, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because that's normally the easy fight of the run.
Souls will flourish
Interesting, we took so many hits
and
there.
all of this will play
V-Sweat,
out.
any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, I would say if you guys are interested in Hitless or anything Hitless related, I would recommend joining our Discord and checking us out. We have a very, very, very big community of Hitless runners. So don't think it's something that only certain people can do, because anyone can do Hitless runs, trust me. So if this is something that looks interesting to you guys, come check us out. And our community is really welcoming. We have a bunch of guides, videos, everything to help you on your journey. So yeah,
What's
come check us out.
a website people could use for that?
A website that you guys could check out is www.teamhitless.com. Very, very simple website to remember. Teamhitless.com.
Boom. It is in the chat.
Thank you, Adef.
Yes, of course. And gamers, of course, reminder to follow VSwed on Twitch for 365 days of good luck in the coming year. And also just because he's a god gamer. But gamers, that will do it for us tonight. We are the only show on Hotfix this evening, so we are actually finished for the evening. A little short night. Go out.
Nice
be
little
merry.
cozy night.
A little cozy night. Enjoy your
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, however that means to you. Please do be safe. A few quick announcements, though, before I do close it out. If you missed out on any GDQ Hotfix shows, check out our archive of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching on YouTube, of course, join us on Twitch sometime at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. Check out our live shows starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And while you're there, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. Please consider subscribing to help future broadcasts. And of course, gamers, if you are on YouTube, you can actually find VSwed's link in the description of the YouTube video. You can just click there, follow that way. Of course, I am Adef, host of Challenger Approaching and PB Precipice. I can be found at twitch.tv/Adef. If you enjoy what I do, commentary and things like that, speedruns, etc., you can find me there. But gamers, that's going to do it for us. Stick around. There will be a raid. We'll take a quick break here, and then we will raid. So stick around so we can show our support to another streamer. But VSwed, thank you so much for being on, and happy
Thank
New
you
Year
so
to
much for
everybody.
having me. And Happy
Of
New
course.
Year's, everyone. Thank you for enjoying the show. And we will see you next time.
Yeah.